Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Simply Rhoda and this is my YouTube channel. Today I am recording at the beach and I have good news. Today is the day that I decided to come with another update on the house. You know what has been happening on the house? Have you decided to quit on the house? The last time I came with an update was when I was talking about the pavers. Yes, they were done and dusted. And also, by the way, we now have a gate. Guys, we have a gate. Okay, this is an update and good news. Actually, there are two things that happened on the house and I didn't update on them. And today, I am going to update some of these things with you guys. I've decided to come and record this video by the seaside. That's the water there, and I am at the beach. There are two specific things that I want to talk about. One is having the Palisade on my wall. You remember last time I was just showing you that we have the walls or the pillars built, and we just let them like that in prep for the Palisade and the gate. And the second thing is the electricity. You know, my house was functioning on solar. I've decided to go off grid when we were doing a lot of stuff about the house. One, there were two reasons that led me to that. One being the bill we were asked to pay before we can get to apply for the connection of Zesa on our property was just so high at that time, yet I have a lot of things to do on the house that requires that money. So I decided to put that on hold, and then I decided to go with the solar because the money was almost equal to the same as putting a solar on the house. We have a 5 kV, so I decided to forget about the Zesa. As you know, the challenges of the Zesa, I just thought, well, if I use this money to have Zesa on the house, whereas Zesa is like a visitor, always gone, it's seasonal, it comes in the middle of the night and gone by the day. So yeah, I just wanted something that we could rely on, and since the property is now occupied, we're living on the house, although it's uncompleted, but whenever I go to Zimbabwe, that is now the new place where I live. As the other house is up for rental, I'm mandatory landlord as you speak. So yeah. So the last time I went to Zimbabwe, and I decided to go and pay for the balances that were requested or required of me to clear before I could be allowed to, start the application for Zesa. So I did so during my 8 days. Guys, I was in Zimbabwe and I only stayed in Zimbabwe for 8 days, but these 8 days were the most productive days in my life ever. I'm usually in Zimbabwe for like 3 weeks plus, but sometimes I'll leave without things completed. Yes, I managed to go and clear the balances for Zesa. Yeah, now we are in the process of having the guys to come and actually kudonza magesa chiskopamba, which is something I'm happy about because my sister who lives at the property was really pushing for that. Solar is nice, but then there are other limitations we have with ours, which I also think, and I don't think the solar panel we bought is actually what it should be, because this is a story for another day, and also I do understand where my sister was coming from, so we decided to have Zesa as a backup. Yes, I would say Zesa is a backup now because it's rarely there. It's rarely there, so I'll treat Zesa as a backup and solar is the main thing on the house. So yeah, we now have that. We managed to complete that stage, and thankfully it's now working, although it's never there. Okay guys, yes, it's just Zimbabwe, yeah, you know that, yeah. So, and the next thing, the other thing is the Palisade and the gate. Guys, I'm really excited about that. Now Tane jurao renegate tangovura gate. Whenever we have visitors now, no one will just kungopinda kungenyoka. So you know, people now can knock or wait at the gate. Although we don't have other, you know, things like the intercom, the gate motor. These are some of the things I will be buying from China here and sent to Zimbabwe, you know, so they can be added to the gate to actually function very well. But at the moment, I'm just happy that the protection is there. People will not just trespass on my property. You know, you have to have permission to have access to the property. So which is something I'm excited about. And we have completed the paving. So which is another thing again that I'm excited about. Guys, this is all good news. The house is now shaping and I can't wait. Now my heart is just in Zimbabwe. I just feel like, okay, I should stay in this property now and enjoy all this sweat. But anyway, I know the time will come. We are doing all this in preparation for that. So kumanya hand kushrika, but we know we are almost there. And yeah, another thing, somebody was asking for the contacts for the guys who did my pavers. I don't want to rush to introduce them or to, you know, to recommend their work. We are waiting for the rainy season. That's when we can actually see whether our pavers were done correctly or basara kango porongwa, because when it rains, tichaona kuti hanyurere hazokwadabuke. We will see all to that. We are waiting for that. Anyway, if you come back and you are watching this video in January, February or March 2026, yes, I can be able to give you the names. I can recommend them if I am happy with what's going to be happening. We know the rain season is going to be coming very soon. That's when we can actually know kuti basa rakaitwa nemazo here kana kuti rakaporongwa. And then we move on to the guy who did my Palisade. Yes, I can actually recommend that company, because not only did I work with them for the Palisade and the gate, I did work with them for my curtain rails. I went to Zimbabwe, I inspected them, and I am in love with the curtain rails. I love what he did, the work he's done. So yes, I can recommend them. If you want them, send me an email. I can share with you their contacts if you want to work with them. And again, the cost, like, it just so depends with everybody's property is different. So I don't want to say the prices here because it might not be the same as you, and your negotiating skills may not be the same as mine, but I'll give you their contact and then you can talk, you know, munotaurirana. But all I can give you is the round figure, like how much it cost me to put Palisade as well and a gate all together. 2 gates, by the way. We have the pedestrian gate and then the bigger one, the kupinda nemocha. So you guys, you can just have an idea of what I'm talking about. I can't really tell the measurements. I don't really know that by head. But anyway, our budget was no more than 2,000 for that, for the work to be done. And I am okay with that. I'm satisfied with that because these are the things that I've seen and I'm quite happy about that. So if you want their contact, just get in touch with me and, you know, we can check. I can give you their contacts and you can, you know, get in touch with them. And again, another thing is the Zesa, guys. Zimbabwe go further. So what happened is the process of applying for this. You know, our community is a new community, Mabazuva, right? I think it's less than 10 years now. So what happened is the people, the residents did help. We got the help from our developer, so the residents also contributed a certain amount for that to happen. So anybody who want to have this process done on their house, you still have to clear iyo Maria kamboitwa contribution nevamwe you have to pay for that. For that, these documents, there is no shortcut you can do to go to Zesa and apply. So like I said, my bills, and I want to, it's better for me to start with being off grid. You know, although it is important for functioning of some of the things at home, but it wasn't the first thing that came on my mind. So I was like, okay, I'll just leave that and deal with that when the time comes. Now the time came, we went to clear those outstanding bills and then submit our applications. Hepano manje, what submitter, you have to wait for these guys to come and do a survey, like to come and inspect kuti electrician yakaita basa nemazvo here, and there is no leakage or any dangers that were done. You know, for me, I was just so worried about the sockets. I ndakambokutaurira before kuti ndakatombonesana na-electrician wangu about kuisa ma-sockets in my bathrooms, because you know nowadays we are using smart gadgets, like we want to have those mirrors with lights, we want to have those automatic toilets, automated things. You know, how can I have access to that if I don't have sockets in the bathroom? So ndakatombonesana na-electrician criticize your house will not pass with those things. These are things that are not allowed. And I was like, okay, we are now no longer living in Rhodesia. It's the 21st century, okay? So things are changing. I think even the law regarding that has to be reviewed, because nowadays where we live, we use this in the bathrooms. It doesn't have any interference using those gadgets in the toilet. So anyway, he did what I wanted. And then to cut the long story short, these guys came to do the check. They didn't say anything about those sockets in the bathrooms. They didn't mention anything about its existence or say it was wrong for it to be there. They left it there. But hapano, they went on kuenda panze kunoti imbenyu inoda kuiswa tumawaya I don't know what to call those wires that they wanted us to put before wapasisa imba. And then the electrician called me and said, you know what, these guys, when they come, you have to give them a drink. I was like, drink. I don't know about that. I just want them to see. If I'm quick to give them Maria drink, will they do that job? What if they will leave your mistakes and pass the house in a short? I want them to do their job. Look carefully about what's right and what's not. That's what I was vying for. That's what I wanted, and they did that exactly. So yeah, but anyway, the next time we did rebook, and you know, the guys came, and now the house passed. Now we are waiting for them to now come and connect the overhead, whatever wire or the underground. I don't know what it is that is on the house. So we are waiting for that to happen. And then, yeah, I'll tell you guys how it went. I'm waiting on that. But anyway, now Basaranyanyo Sarapamba Paya Manch is within the house. Plumber, we are guys, what I saw first was not it. Because remember, when we saw those mistakes, we didn't have booster pump, which is an advice I'm going to give to people that are building right now, and those people who have done plumbing, and you know, you have water flowing in the house. Before you put your towels in my rooms, like I say, kitchen, my toilets, please start by using a booster pump for some time, let's say 2 weeks or so. Because this is a huge problem because of that. And I think I showed you guys, oh look, this is how it looks so nice and clean. But the mistake was we didn't have that booster pump, guys. And only later the booster pump was installed. And remember, like my bathrooms, those are places that doesn't work on daily basis. They only work when we are in Zimbabwe, right? But but hey guys, problem. And right now, if you see the inside of my house, you know, like it, because even being in Zimbabwe now, sometimes they come bedroom kitchen, and I also realized that my tiles has level akarereka. So you find like kunema bathroom kwaka kwirira, kunema bedrooms kwaka dzikira. So mvura inobuda mumba inoverera ichiuya kuma bedrooms uko, which is something that upsets me. And at the moment izvezvi a GoFund account mutondibetserawo guys, because I have a plan. I need to have all the tiles removed in the house. We started with the kitchen, like leaking and I just saw water like on the tiles and it didn't go well with me. I found that plumber who came and corrected the errors. They corrected the errors from outside, not from within, because we didn't know could it a bigger problem again within, so they didn't. So when we had come to my tiles, I need to see what is happening in kitchen, you know. So he removed one effortlessly, and what we saw there shocked me, guys. I was shocked. So there was water, there was a lot of water. So I asked him to remove the second one, the third one. Guys, as you can see on the picture there, all the tiles that were being removed after that were really easy for the guys to just kungo kwadabura. Everything was so wet under the tiles. Kuradza kuti mvura yaitorana yailika nemapipes aya ari pasi aya. Amene kuti majoints aiswa pamupaiswa pasina kuti wamastopa, because we also had planned to have a center sink, and my pipes achona akanga asiwa asina kuswa ma stopper, and the center sink is supposed to be coming on the island, right? And guys, what I saw there, it was so painful. I had them to remove all those pipes now to try to find where the leak was, guys, because every place in the kitchen, you could see it's so damp, and there's no way I could say I'll leave it like that. It means I need to remove all the tiles. It's pain, guys. I didn't want to talk about this, but I'm in pain, guys, because look, I did ship those tiles all the way from China. Luckily, I spoke with my supplier and they still have the record of the tile that I bought. I'm going to get another batch, and now I am contemplating on removing everything in the house. Like I said, my floors are not level, and I'm just contemplating on removing like the other half of the house, like all the bedrooms and the passage, all that other side rakarereka kana kutongobvisa ose zvawo, the whole house totangidza from scratch, tichinyatso level totanga from scratch ndakutonyatsvaga the people who are really experienced in tiling, and so they can do the gradient test and all that. And again, this is something that I need to be done in my presence so we can avoid redoing again. And this time ndazonyatso guys, kuvaka is not an easy job. I know I have a lot of you guys that I speak to who are in the same position as I am, who are also suffering some of the problem that we are going. But guys, imagine the whole tiling, which I'm going to be removing everything. That's a lot of money. So I've decided to just be done with the outside now. So Tongote, you know, you judge my house, judge a book by its cover. It's going to be looking so nice from outside. But Mumkati is disaster because we are starting from scratch. In fact, that's what I want. A lot of people are just saying, oh, don't do it, just leave it like that. But guys, it's not sitting well with me, because every time I'm in Zimbabwe, I'm experiencing the same good, okay, in Bayaka, you know, the floor is not flat. I already know that. It's not like something that I don't know. I know about that, and I'm not approving of that. So what should I do, guys? Just get away with that. Just get rid of that. Just destroy everything. Marino Shandwaime, we work so hard to, you know, budget for another, and then we do again. That's just my plan, guys. That's just my plan. What do you think? I'm just planning on starting from scratch, and since I want to use this house as my retirement home and the time is coming closer, guys, I don't think I would love to go back and live in the house that I despise every day. Just let me know, guys. Just let me know. Should I just live with it, just be okay with it and live with it, or I'll be depressed for the rest of my life? Or let me just do my best, you know, get rid of the flows, start again, and, you know, yes, lose a lot of money, but at the end getting what I want. Some are like, you know what, you have to look at in the future when you want to sell the house. I think, yeah, even if I want to sell the house in the future, the person is going to look at that, and that could be something that will make me lose money as well. So guys, just let me know, what do you advise me to do? Just ignore this and live with it, or just follow my heart on this. So thank you guys. If you have watched right to this end, you know I trust your judgment, and I'm just gonna be taking all advice that you're going to give me pertaining this house. And yeah, that's just the update on the house. And yeah, I'll keep you updated with any new developments on the house. Shipping, we are there, but this is not a shipping video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. It's goodbye.